I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. Yeah, awesome. So let's begin today's session. Keep your back and neck straight. Sit comfortably and very gently close the eyes. Start observing the natural flow of your breath. Simply observe as you are inhaling and exhaling. Slowly shift the attention to the body. Take a few moments to align yourself correctly. Gently coming back to the breath. Begin to deepen your breath, going for slow, long, and deep inhalations. Slow, long, and deep exhalations. Prepare your mind for chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep inhalation for Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Just observe the vibrations. Join your palms together and begin to rub your palms together. Keep your palms on your eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a big smile. Namaste, everyone. Let us begin today's session. So today also we are going to come to a new pre-practice of pranayama. But in modern times, this is known as a pranayama only. So the practice of nadishodhana, right? So today we are actually going to do a pre-practice of nadishodhana. Today's class is all about the pre-practice for this practice. Okay, so you can say tomorrow we will cover this more deeply. But today we are going to do a preparation for this because again, even for this practice, you first have to prepare yourself. So all of the previous practices you have done, those act as a preparation for this practice. And then like today's practice will become a supporting practice for tomorrow's practice. We'll take two, three sessions to cover Nadi Shodhana properly. Okay. It has various stages. Okay. So today you can say we are going into first stage, which is the preparatory stage. Okay. So this practice, let me give you generally introduce this practice to you guys, right? This practice is very important because this practice cleanses the energy channels in the body. So in the beginning of your classes also, I told you guys about the energy channels, right? And if they are blocked, then the pranayam practices will do you like very little good, right? Because your energy will be blocked. Okay, so the in Hatha yogic texts, before pranayam practices are given, the practice of nadi shodhan has been given, right? And this practice actually clears all the blockages, right? So that you can attain success when you do pranayam, right? Now, even though this practice is a preparatory practice, overall Nadi Shodhana I'm talking about, not specifically today's class, even though it is a preparatory practice for pranayam, it can take you to the final goal of pranayam, right? So it's not necessary that you practice all the pranayams and then you will, reach a stage where the natural retention begins. If you practice Nadi Shodhana properly, you can skip the pranayams, right? Why? Because this practice has a lot of potential, right? And as you go for the advanced stages of this practice only, you will start experiencing that the natural retention has started to happen already, right? So other pranayam practices can be done to um, derive other benefits, but the main goal of pranayam can be achieved just by the practice of uh, just by this practice, right? So nadi, it means energy channels, and shodhana means cleansing or to purify, right? So nadi shodhana, this is a cleansing practice, you can say, or a pre-practice to all the pranayam. So it's just ensuring that everything is all right in the body. You are all set for the higher level practices. Okay. So from today's class, all your practices are going to be in a sitting posture, right? So now the relevance of your posture comes in quite like it's very important, right? So a firm and stable posture is required to do all of the upcoming practices, right? So today I will just tell you what we are going to do. Okay. But before that, there are certain hand mudras that we adopt when we go for Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shodhan, and even this pre-practice that we are going to do today. Okay. And there are two specific mudras that you can adopt. One is when you fold the first two. So this mudra is always made with your right hand. First thing that is very important. So sometimes what happens is when people, their one hand get tired, they switch to the other hand, right? So this mudra cannot be performed with the other hand, right? And I will tell you all the reasoning uh, in the upcoming few minutes. Okay. So for now, just you can add it as your note that both the mudras have to be made with your right hand. Okay. So the first mudra is called your Pranav Mudra. Pranev. Pranav Mudra. So when we finish pranayams, I will officially introduce mudras to you guys. But because we have to do some pranayams with particular mudras, I will tell you the reasoning along with the introduction of the practice only. Okay, so Pranav Mudra is done with the right hand. You fold the first two fingers and place them on the base of the thumb, right? And the other two fingers, they remain together. So like this, okay? And then you bring your hand close to your nose. So sometimes what people do is they tilt their neck a little bit down. Okay, so you have to avoid this thing. You have to bring your hand close to your nose. Your thumb is used to close the right nostril, and you can use your either just the ring finger or as a combination the ring and the little finger to close your left nostril. Okay, so this is how you switch. This mudra helps you to switch which nostril you are allowing the air to enter your body, through which nostril, right? Then second mudra, which most people find more comfortable, is called the Nasagra Mudra. Nasagra. Nasagra Mudra. This is a little bit easier than the first one. So all you do is you place your first two fingers on the middle in the area between both your eyebrows, and then you switch. Again, it's up to you if you want to just switch with the ring finger, or if you want to make it a combination of the ring finger and the little finger. So again, you are this like main thing is the first two fingers are not utilized for the switching. The remaining three fingers are utilized to switch between the nostrils. Okay. So why is this always done with the right hand? Okay. Why is it necessary? So your first thing is all your five fingers, they represent the five elements of the body. Okay, so your thumb represents the fire element. Then your index finger, it represents the air element. Okay. Middle finger represents the space element. Your ring finger represents the earth element. And last, your little finger represents the water element. So all the five fingers are representing one element each, right? So when you perform either of the two mudras, first thing you are suppressing your air and space element, right? And when you bring your hand close, so your thumb is supposed to always close the right nostril. So why is this so essential? Because the right nostril represents the like when we do Hatha Yoga, we'll have a class in philosophy also on Hatha Yoga. So right side represents the sun energy, right? Or the energy which is related to the activeness. So you will see when you are quite active during your day, so your right nostril is actually the one which is functioning, right? It is connected more with the activeness of the body and the mind. And when you are engaging in any activity during your day, right? If you have to get your work done, so you need the, in scientific terms, it's the sympathetic nervous system, right, which becomes active, right? And the left nostril has the exact opposite quality. So it has a quality of relaxation. So it has the moon kind of energy, right? Which is very calm and peaceful, right? So when you guys go to sleep, your left nostril, it gets activated. And this helps you to fall asleep. So whenever you are in a relaxed state of mind, right, or just the natural processes of the body, like digestion, it's taking place. So parasympathetic nervous system has taken over, right? And it helps you to switch to that mode. So both of them are important. Both of them support different functioning during the day. So this is right side has more of the fire element, right? Sun-like energy. So if you form the same mudra with the left hand, you will see that your left nostril is being closed by the, your left nostril is being closed by the thumb. Yes. Yeah. So that is the exact opposite, right? So left nostril represents the cooling kind of energy, and then you close it with the fire element. So that becomes exactly opposite. That is why this mudra is never done with the left hand, only the right hand. And same way, the earth and the water element are quite cool in their nature, right? So the left side is closed with these two fingers. So somebody gets tired, right? So they can relax their hands and then continue their practice again rather than switching their hand, going for the other hand to perform the mudra. So pranayam has a deeper impact than asana, and then your mudras have even like they are having a more subtle impact than the pranayam, right? So if you change the mudra, if you make any change, then you will not recognize, but a very subtle change will come in, right? So it will be very hard for you to track this change. So that is why for mudras, at least, you should try to stick to the original techniques as much as possible. Like if I just change my hand and do it with the left hand, then I will not see any difference, right? When I perform it with the left hand. But there is a subtle impact that is taking place on the body, right? Which you have to, again, you have to avoid that thing because it can, you will not be able to trace this thing, right? Unless and until the attention and the awareness becomes that deep. Okay. So now one more thing. So when people perform this mudra, one thing is that you bring your, you have to keep your elbow close to your body. Okay. But not too close, because if I keep my elbow too close to my body, I will block my chest. Right. And not too far off, because if I do this thing, my shoulder will go up and it will not be relaxed. Okay. So just a reasonable amount of distance from your body, right? When you perform the mudra, you keep it at a reasonable distance so that you don't block your breathing capacity as well. But if it is too far off, your hand will get tired very easily. Okay. So this is something you will, as you do the practice more and more, you will be able to understand what distance is the most suitable for. Okay. Then another thing which is very important when you do this practice is what people generally do, they move their body. Okay. So whenever they breathe in and out, be it altering or not altering even the nostrils, they move their body up and down. Okay. When they inhale, their body goes up, and then when they exhale, their body moves down. This is not correct. Stability of posture is required when you have to do this practice. Okay, so you have to keep your posture stable, and that is where the practices of abdominal breathing and yogic deep breathing, they are going to help you to keep the body stable and still elongate your breath. All right. So the breath will become longer as you do those practices more and more. Right. So this movement in the body, this comes when you want to take in more breath. So again, you are applying force and pressure, right, to your breath. It is supposed to be natural breath, right? But it becomes deep as you go for the pre-practices more and more. Okay, so keep your body stable when you guys are practicing. Another thing which is very important is when people do this mudra and they close and open the nostril, they apply unnecessary pressure, right? So if I, press my thumb too much on my right nostril, then my nose will get a little bit tilted, right? Now, what this tilting will do is it will block the left nostril a little bit, right? So you have to gently place your hand on your nostril, right? It is just a gentle touch of the thumb on the right nostril, and same the ring finger and little finger on the left nostril will block this nostril, right? But if you press it too much, it will block the other one also, right? So you have to be careful when you do this practice. Again, with time, you will be able to understand and recognize what amount of pressure is apt for you. It's not too much, it's not too less. Right? So this you guys will discover as you practice more and more. Right? So today's practice is not about altering between the nostrils. Today's practice is more about keeping the flow of the nostrils. So when we go for this practice, we are just trying to ensure that the both the nostrils are flowing, right? So today's practice should not be done by people who have cough, cold, and fever. Okay, so these are three conditions in which you don't do this practice. All other people can go ahead and do this practice. It will help you to remove the minor blockages in your nostril area, right? And it will help you to breathe more freely. And hence, your next practice. So, tomorrow we will do Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom will be able to, you will be able to do it properly. Again, as you breathe in through one nostril and exhale through that same nostril, you will activate your hemispheres, right? So when my right nostril is working, my left hemisphere is activated. So right nostril is connected with the left hemisphere of the brain, and left nostril is connected with the right hemisphere of the brain. So when you give activation to the nostrils, the areas of the brain also they get activation, right? And even it is a very calming and peaceful process. So today we are not going to alter between the nostrils. All we are going to do is we are going to close one nostril, allow the other nostril to remain open, and just with our natural breath, breathe in and out. Okay, so like this, you complete 5 to 10 breaths from one side, and then you switch. Okay, then you switch, then you go for inhalation and exhalation through the same nostril. So now right side, inhale and exhale, same thing. So after about a few rounds, you will start noticing that you begin to gain more control over each inhalation and exhalation. So when you begin this practice, go for the natural breath. Okay, don't try to alter your breath. But as you become more comfortable in the process, start gaining a little bit control and elongating your breath. So this is today's practice. Any doubts in this process?
I just have one doubt. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's okay, yes.
We were talking about nadishodhana, right? So this practice should not be done by people having cold and cough in general. right?
Yeah, yes, because see, the nose will be blocked, no? So there will be no point.
Okay,
They will
yes.
not be able to breathe properly.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, this kind of mudra is wrong, right? For Anulom Vilom. Sorry, this one. I've seen people using their fingers like this doing Anulom Vilom. So that's what I wanted to check.
So see, there are a lot of variations that are going on, right? So I have even when I have also come across a lot of other mudras also. So what they do is they keep these two fingers open and they
Right.
close these two,
Yes.
right? All of these are variations.
Okay.
All the practices that I am teaching you, they're having their background in Hatha Yogic texts. Okay. So, Hatha Yoga
Okay.
Pradipika, when I take a class on Hatha Yoga, I will tell you the name of this text also properly then. But I am teaching you the practices from the traditional point of view. Okay, so a lot of variations are going on. Again, if somebody is using this mudra, ask them where it is from. Because when it comes to
Okay.
mudra, you will not recognize what is happening, but energy flow changes, right? So something
Right.
might come up and then you don't realize that it is because you are adopting a particular mudra in a wrong way. Okay. So we are only going to learn the
Right. Right.
original ones. If they have a good backing for it, you can go ahead and perform them. Okay. And if they don't have a backing, so a lot of people are coming up with their own variations. Okay. So that is
Okay.
quite scary. Okay. So unless and until some guru, right, is guiding you, only in those circumstances you can go ahead and follow up on these things.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So we'll begin today's session then. We're going to go for the pre-practice. First, we'll go for abdominal breathing. Then we'll do thoracic breathing. Then, if we have time, we will also go for yogic deep breathing, but I don't think today we have too much time. So let me see as we follow. I'll instruct you accordingly, according to the time we have. And then we are going to go for this final practice. Each and every, you will, when you do this practice, you will see which nostril is working for you right now. Right. So just practice and you will see that eventually both of them will start to balance out also, right? So sit in any comfortable posture, keep your back and neck straight. Very gently close your eyes. Start connecting with the natural flow of the breath. Watch each inhalation and each exhalation. Slowly begin to gain control over your breath and go for deeper breaths. We will begin with the practice of abdominal breathing, keeping the back and neck straight. You can place one hand on your abdomen, exhale fully, As you begin to inhale, expand your abdomen properly. Once you inhale, exhale, and contract your abdomen. Continue this process. Try to deepen your breathing. Allow the mind to relax. And after your next exhalation, suspend your practice completely. Relax your hand. Bring the back and neck straight. Simply observe the natural flow of the breath. Prepare yourself for the practice of Parasite Breathing. Place one hand on your chest. Exhale fully. As you begin to inhale, feel your lungs expand. As you exhale, allow your lungs to relax. Open up your chest properly as you inhale. And give equal time to each exhalation. Keep your mind focused on the movement of the chest. Complete 3 more rounds. Then you can suspend your practice. Keeping the back and neck straight. Simply observe the changes after the practice of thoracic breathing. Keeping the back and neck straight. Prepare yourself for the practice of yogic deep breathing. You can choose to keep one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen, or you can simply keep your hands relaxed. Exhale fully as you begin to inhale. Feel your abdomen rise. Feel the chest rise and fill in a little bit more air. As you exhale, first the collarbones move down, chest goes in, and then contract your abdomen completely to expel out all the air from the body. Continue your practice. Take equal amount of time to inhale and to exhale. Complete 2 more breaths. Suspend the practice after the 2 breaths. Keeping the back and neck straight, simply observe the changes after the practice of yogic deep breathing. If you feel the need, you can change your posture before we enter our last practice. Keeping the back and neck straight. Form the Pranav or the Nasagra Mudra with your right hand, whichever one you find more comfortable. Close your right nostril with your thumb. Begin to inhale and exhale through the left side. Go with the natural flow of your breath. Once you feel more comfortable, you can begin to exercise more control over your breathing. And go for longer breaths. Try to keep your breathing smooth without any stress or pressure. After your next round, you can relax your hand. We'll go for the other side in a few moments. Just try to relax your hand as much as possible. Again, form the mudra with the right hand. Close the left nostril with either your ring finger or a combination of the ring finger and the little finger. Exhale, and then begin your breath. Again, go for the natural flow of the breath. And once you get comfortable, begin to exercise more control over your breathing. this one last round and then suspend all the practices. Simply come to your natural breath. Both your nostrils flowing more easily after the practice. Just keep checking in. Was one side blocked or were both nostrils open? Feel the need, you can gently release your posture and lie down in Shavasana. Just relax your body for a little while. Keep your legs apart, hands away from your body, palms facing upwards. If you are in a sitting posture, you can just watch your breath. Relax your body and your mind fully. Go deeply into Shavasana. Slowly and gently become aware of your breath. Become aware of your body. Connect with all the sounds around you. Slowly and gently move your fingers, move your toes. Join your legs together and turn towards your left side. Make a cushion with your left hand and place the right hand on the ground. When you feel ready, slowly begin to come in any comfortable sitting posture, keeping the eyes closed and the back and neck straight. check the state of your mind at the end of your session. We will close the class by chanting Om one time, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep inhalation for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Join your palms together and gently bow down. Just take a few moments in our day for a sense of gratitude. Begin to rub your palms together. Keep the palms on the eyes. Allow your eyes to absorb this heat. We'll do this 2 more times. Rub the palms together properly. Keep them on the eyes. One more time. Rub the palms together. Keep them on the eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a smile. Namaste to everyone. Any doubts, any difficulties? No difficulty? So were you guys able to recognize that one nostril was working more, or maybe both were flowing dominantly? This thing begins to become clear. Yes.
My right nostril was blocked.
Yes. See. So before
It was
tomorrow.
very smooth.
Yes. So this happens during your day that I will cover in philosophy class. But
Okay.
one side is more dominant or one side becomes blocked during some part of the day. That is completely fine. This practice is actually to rectify this thing only, so that before you enter your practice, both the nostrils are flowing freely.
Okay. Thank you.
Mine, on the contrary, I felt that right side was working more dominantly compared to the left side.
That's
So,
good. That's good. Yeah. So both these things happen, and this practice actually gives you an understanding of this aspect. So when we say, we are breathing, so we are assuming that both nostrils are working like fine or equally, but this one is generally more dominant than the other for different timings in your day. So when we cover Hatha Yoga,
yeah, I mean, I felt that I was having a bit of resistance while breathing from the left side, but right side was comparatively more smooth compared to the other side. So that is what. Yeah.
Great, good. So tomorrow also we will do this practice before we do tomorrow's practice. So this will help you guys, and I will tell you other tricks also in case your nostrils are like not flowing freely even after this practice. So I will give you more tricks. Okay. So take care, guys. Bye bye. I will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.